What is going on? I want to welcome everybody to the newest season of Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Well, this has been a divisive season so far. I think a lot of people are not a fan of what they have been seeing. I'm kind of still on the fence, to be honest with you guys. I was on travel last week, so I basically started playing this remotely. So I didn't get a chance to walk through the Battle Pass, though I did buy it remotely. I was playing a little bit on my tablet. No major surprises here. I think we're going to get a good spread of some new emotes, some new heroes, but unfortunately, just like in previous Battle Passes, for whatever reason, Hearthstone has decided that they're going to leave stuff locked for a while. So we're going to have to wait a little bit, at least until we get into some of the endgame stuff to see what some of the juicy rewards are. It's going to be a while before we get there, but we're going to play a game now. We're going to go ahead and go to solos, and we're going to go ahead. Actually, let me claim my rewards. I know what my rewards are. Just buy them, whatever. Good. Let's go. Divisive, massive overhauls for a lot of your favorite tribes. The rally mechanic is something that a lot of people have been wrapping their head around, which is basically a mechanic that is something that is triggered upon attack. We've already kind of seen this mechanic before, so I don't think there's too much to say about it other than it is now called rally. But some tribes are definitely pushing towards rally, and some of the buffs are going to require you to set up your minions in such a way that certain minions hit first. And that's where some of the divisiveness comes in, because ultimately what happens is sometimes it's a coin flip as to whether you're on the attacking end or the receiving end of the open area of combat. And as a result, you might just get your whole build blown up before you even get to start. We'll see what we can get done today. I'm not entirely convinced we're going to do very good or very bad. We're going to find out. But we're going to go ahead and dive in and have a game and have a little chat and kind of talk through it. If you guys like this content, man, you are in luck. Subscribe to the channel, because I do Hearthstone videos every single weekend. And I'm going to keep them up, and we're going to keep having fun and doing them. And even if the season kind of falls off and other people like my duo's partner, Mr. Chris, decide that he's kind of bowing out, well, I'm still here. I'm still going strong, and we're going to have fun with it. I don't know a lot of the cards, and I'm going to be working through and kind of constantly referring to Deck Tracker and trying to understand kind of what has changed, because it is very, very different than it used to be. For example, River Skipper is a brand new Murloc card. This is basically an economy Murloc card. We haven't really seen this card before. Kind of like a Tad, except it is a tier 1 minion that will give you another random tier 1 minion, not necessarily a Murloc. So you're starting to see there's already some stuff in there. There's even new, there's actually some new cards as well, like a new Sprout, which will let you discover a tier 1 minion, which is interesting that you're actually able to discover something as low as tier 1. Discovery has always been kind of like discover the card of your class or your most played card or something like that. So to see a discovery of tier 1 is interesting. And I think that's where some of the confusion and aggravation comes in, because very rarely are there tier 1 cards that you absolutely really need to have. Maybe not. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and freeze on this tavern. Rothide Knoll is another one that just dropped. It's an undead card that has 1 attack for each friendly minion that died this combat. As you can see, it's a 1/4, so it's not really that great. But if you could push it to the end of the stack and have a bunch of reborns and taunts that kind of burn through, this card could actually be pretty good. And that's where a lot of that coin flip stuff starts to happen. Having a card like this that has a buff that is not permanent, that really could change the tide of combat. Unless you had everything taunted, you got a 1 in 7 chance that your big finisher card is just not going to have the value you want. You're going to see that theme consistently through the game we played today, where you're like, man, that'd be really cool. If that's the last card to hit, I'm pretty much guaranteed to smoke any minion in my path. But if it doesn't hit, maybe not so much. Here's a reborn card that gives your other undead 1 attack while it's still alive. That's the Ride or Die. I love the artwork on it, by the way. That's like on a little moped. The review mirror's got the that kind of fell energy. I think that's really cool. Grimscale Elegus makes this triumphant return at the end of your turn. Give a friendly minion and a minion in your hand 1/1. I believe that changed. If I recall correctly, the friendly minion before was only in your hand. Here's the rally card that gives a minion of each type, a 1/2, which is good for your menagerie builds. And there's that new sprout card there. We'll go ahead and freeze for the Chef's Choice. And yeah, we'll go ahead and freeze there. There's also a mech here too. That's a 1/1 with a Divine Shield and a Reborn, which is kind of interesting. So they're throwing a lot of looks out there. They've already, you probably saw on the loading screen, they did remove the one of the cards already, one of the higher tier mech cards, the Poltron, I think it was called. They're going to be making some changes. I think, unfortunately, Blizzard sometimes reaches a little too far on some of those changes and they have to dial it back. And this is unfortunately no exception to that rule. All right, so the big gimmick this season is the quests. Quests are wildly, wildly good or bad. Here you can see with Deck Tracker kind of giving me some nice loadouts of kind of what it recommends based on my tier, what's the best pick rate, and kind of what tribes works best. Now, I've already kind of started to pivot into Murlocs. Not saying I don't have to get away from Murlocs, but I already kind of went into Murlocs. So let's take a look at these cards and see if they help. Your leftmost minion gains Divine Shield and attacks immediately. After 3 minions die, you get a free refresh, or Tavern spells cost 1 less. I guess I'll go ahead and go with the Divine Shield. I mean, why not, right? Quests are free, by the way. It just requires you to actually cast spells. You don't have to actually spend any money or anything picking up quests, which is kind of nice. We got a Parched Wander. We're going to go ahead and sell this, and we're going to get another Discovery, or another 1/1 card, which unfortunately wasn't a Murloc. That's okay. That's the RNG-ness of all of this magic, this madness. I can go ahead and take 1 gold for a little bit of health damage. Probably not a bad idea. Trying to get that hasty card out. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We need to get Righteous Charge going. And we'll go ahead and give that a taunt. Unfortunately, Grimscale Elegus still not giving up. Why is... I had 3 gold left. I think I had 3 gold left. I wasn't done. I was yapping. I think because that costs blood. I just assumed it was 3 gold. I was really dumb. Well, good thing we fought against nobody because that was a horrible, horrible play. And you could see also the rally has that little horn on the bottom. So that's the new icon there. Let's go ahead and upgrade. And let's go ahead and buy this card and flip. And look for some Murlocs. Here's a Murloc Battle Cry that gives your other Murloc 2 attack. What I'm looking for right now, since I'm looking for a card in my hand, probably a Flighty Scout, which would be phenomenal. I would get the most value out of the old Parched Wanderer, but not meant to be. And we'll go ahead and grab this card because we want to just keep buffing that spell. We want to cast more spells and unlock Righteous Charge as fast as we can. All right. That would give me 1 gold. I could sell that for 2, sell that for 3, and then play a Canopy Swinger, which would give him 2 attack. Seems like a lot of value for a kind of a low card, so I don't think I'll be doing that. I don't think the Parched Wanderer is going to stick around, so I think I'll probably just hold on to the Fortify. Or I could give it to the Grimscale, because he already has a little bit of health. Giving him a little bit more might not be the worst thing, but I think I'll just wait. Murlocs this season seem to be, well, you got your old Scourfin, the old 5/5 Death Rattle, right? I mean, that's kind of a go-to. You also have a base skill and the Bream on 4. That's kind of the go-to to be able to pull out some Murlocs out of your hand. A new card they've added, the Flotsam Flinger. At the end of your turn, trigger the battle cries of your minions from tier 3 and below. So kind of like a mini Murky, right? That's kind of interesting as well. So there's some changes, you know. I think the rush to get high tier cards still matters, but I think, and this is just my opinion, I think the tempo of this game was designed that they don't want you to just blow through kind of tier 3 and tier 4. I think they want you to kind of take your time and progress, work through everything in kind of a meaningful way. At least that's kind of the way I take it. I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. There we go. There's our base skill. We'll go ahead and grab that. And I just need a Murloc in my hand, and I'm set. Might be worth freezing for the Cloning Conch. And we'll go ahead and throw a taunt on this base skill. Do I want to do that? Maybe not quite yet. was thinking of taunt on the base skill, but depending on if I get a good, like if I get a Scour Fin, I'd rather the Scour Fin die first before the base skill dies. So we'll probably, we'll save the taunt for something else we want to die. We'll probably tuck base skill way off on the side so you can scoop up all those juicy buffs before he comes on the battlefield. All right, so not doing very good. I mean, this guy's at 45 shield, or 45 health, 30 health, 32, 31, 26, 25 is me. And then this guy, not doing so good. I don't know how you could be dead with 10 shield. So I assume it's just a bug. Welcome to Blizzard launch week. I'll be your host, disgruntled fan. So that doesn't surprise me at all. Ooh, that's a really good divine shield. And unfortunately, a base skill is going to summon absolutely nothing, and we're going to lose again. So hopefully we could turn our luck around. We are almost in lethal damage at this point. We need to really get something going. But we did rush up to 4. We did scoop up the cloning conch, which is great. We're going to refresh. There's our first flighty scout. We're going to go ahead and leave him here, which is great. And I'm happy with that. And there you go. Now we got some adaptive ancestors, which is awesome. I could go gold adaptive ancestor if I want to use Reno. Doesn't really seem that great right now, though. Let's go ahead and give him venomous. Let's go ahead and give him venomous. There we go. Maybe this will break the divine bubbles, and then we can get some poison going out. The Grimscale can soak up the any attack maybe before these two can start hitting. I don't know. Could be good. We'll go ahead and leave Flighty in our hand. Flighty will get a little bit of benefit from Grimscale, and then the base skill will pop him out. So he'll get to actually play twice. So a little bit of a double there, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I like that. Not sold on this cord puller, obviously. Tier 4 card that I could also be looking for. Obviously, the Bream is what I really, really want. That's going to give me significantly more value than the Flighty Scout because I'm going to try to cycle through Murloc cards as fast as I can to get that APM going. I glossed over Tier 3 Mech. Obviously, just picked up a pair of adaptive ancestors with that conch we just played. Getting Tavern Spells would be great for my quest. This is just a battle cry that gives your other Murlocs 3 health. Remember, there is that card, the old Float Sam Flinger, which at the end of your turn trigger battle cries from 3 and below. So if you had a couple of those cards and you could trigger that battle cry, well, you get some pretty good health, kind of like at that midpoint of the game, which wouldn't be horrible. We'll see. Unfortunately, this guy's got some great taunts. He's probably going to beat me again. Deck Tracker thinks I'm going to lose. I would tend to agree. Not really a whole lot going on here, unfortunately. Could be a very quick game. We'll see. But that's how it goes sometimes. We are falling off of the cliff, as they speak, as they say. There's a Reef Explorer. Discover a minion of a type you don't control. Very odd card, and I've seen a lot of controversy on this card in particular, specifically because why on tier 4 would you be pivoting? Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. That's some of the questions I think when I'm working my way through this content. Looking at some of these cards, it's like, oh, that's neat. You know, that's an interesting card. It does something that I'm interested in. But how does it help my hand? And it doesn't really. That's, I think, the big problem. It's something that doesn't provide much value to me late in the game. So why would I be interested in that? I wouldn't be. All right, there we go. We can go ahead and dump our cord puller. We'll probably go ahead and dump our Parch Wanderer too. And we'll see. Let's trigger the battle cry of adjacent a minion, which I do not have. And we have another Murloc here. Get a random tier 1 Tavern spell. Not bad. Not bad. Almost there with our spells. We can go ahead and just play it. There we go. So now our leftmost minion gains Divine Shield and attacks immediately. We'll go ahead and put that over for a little bit extra attack. Unfortunately, I'm not getting a ton of value off of it right now because I don't really have a like buku really strong minion, but I'll take a Divine Shield on a Murloc. That's fine. He's going to get smoked, unfortunately, here, and then the poison should retaliate. Kill off that, which isn't bad. It's actually showing a small percent chance of winning, which is actually really, really cool. We'll see. I'm not totally convinced. Wow. Okay, I pulled it off. Barely, but we survive. Very good, Reno. Doing a little bit of damage there. Sitting in single digits health, not the best for sure. Battlefry, this is probably good to start cycling out some of these cards. Whenever you sell this, your tavern spells that give stats grant an extra 1/1. Well, that wouldn't be horrible. I'll go and pick up both of these Murlocs. Wish I had a Bream to get a little more value out of that, but I don't. River Skipper is not going to give me a ton of value, unfortunately. There we go. There's a gold base skill. So let's go ahead and play this guy. Give our other Murlocs a little bit more attack. Sell. Now we'll go ahead and we'll play out the gold base skill, which is cool. And we'll see what we get. No good discovery. This is a giving your beast a divine shield. Your tavern spells that give stats, give an extra stats. Your tavern spells, I mean, I guess friendly Geist just because it's something, but not thrilled on that at all. Especially late in the game, a weird synergy there. Although I guess just for this turn, because my leftmost minion gets divine shield, 7 attack is almost my best attack. I don't know. Maybe we put base skill over there. Flighty Scout's going to come out. Base skill is going to summon the 2 highest Murlocs from my hand only. I might lose, honestly. I might lose. We're going to just go ahead and make the Grimscale Elegist gold. I don't know if it matters, honestly. But at least it's going to give both of those 2/2 plus 1. I need all the help I can get. So we're going to go and go for it. Probably a losing move. It probably doesn't matter, especially with the 49-37. Unless my poisons hit well. I did kill off one of his taunts. Can I kill off the other ones that I have a chance, a slight chance of hitting that? Can you please hit the Tyrant? Can you please hit the Tyrant? Did not hit the Tyrant. That will probably spell the end for me. We'll see. I do have 30 health. No, that's not enough. It's definitely not enough. That should be game, unfortunately. Yeah. Not the best Murloc can, that's for sure. Definitely missing out on a 0 rating, +0. That's so sad. That's so sad. We'll do one more. That was not a great game. There's Murloc in a nutshell. And you know, it's interesting too, I wanted to point out. I have noticed, and you saw that was my first singles game this season. With duos, not much better. I'm still struggling to kind of find my rhythm in what this game is expecting me to do. I understand the philosophy, like I said, of not power leveling too much. I feel like I kind of get stuck behind the 8-ball, and then I'm just in a bad place. And I'm just working through the motions of trying to get something going. I mean, I kind of knew it was a Hail Mary to make my best gold card a Grimscale Elegist on turn 5 or 6, whatever it was, but I needed any kind of stats I could get, and I just really wasn't getting them. So it happens. But again, going back to the theme of what I said this season, you talk about coin flips. Had one of those poisons hit that Bellowing Tyrant, we still probably would have been alive today. But we weren't. So we'll try a different class this time. Let's cross Murloc off the list. Let's go ahead and see maybe what demons have been up to. Or maybe we'll go ahead and give Undead or Naga a whirl. We'll go ahead and go Vol'jin. I like Vol'jin. He's fun. So Demon, you'll notice right away, the infamous Pink Man is gone. He has taken a knee. You'll also notice that our buddy the Soul Rewinder has also taken a knee. You'll notice that we do have a lot of cards that we haven't really seen in a while for Demon. I think Demon is probably the cards, just looking at it, other than Insatiable Urzul, one of the best cards ever in the game ever. I would argue that Demon got almost a complete rework. Famished Fellbat makes a return, as does the Fellfire Conjurer, but Lord of the Ruins is new. Demons are pivoting away from kind of that whole like hurting you kind of stuff. they're moving into, you know, something different. So let's go ahead and try this. Let's make sure we get some good value with our Picky Eater. Shockingly, we do. We want to make sure. And we'll go ahead and see if we can get something going here. Looking through the tier 1 demons, actually looking through the stats. You got the standard Death Rattle Imp, doesn't do a whole lot. Impulsive Trickster does make a return, as does the Mind Muck, in the exact same style we saw them from before. But after a friendly demon deals damage, gain 1 attack. You'll notice that that card very, very similar to the... there you go. That card very similar to the beast we had before. Was it a beast? No, it was the undead. It was the undead we had the last game, where for every minion that dies, it gains 1 attack. So similar. Again, combat buffs though, so keep those in mind, and kind of got to play those off to the right-hand side of your board. Improviser will give your minions in the tavern 1/1 only for the next turn on an Avenge. So the Days of Massive Demon board buffing does kind of take a back seat. Soul Juggler, after a friendly demon dies, deal 4 damage to the highest health enemy minion. Kind of nice again, but you're noticing that you're starting to run into a problem here with demons. All the good demon cards need to be off to the right part of your board, because they all do something that helps. Avenge when they die, and when a friendly demon hits, you get some sort of stats, that sort of thing. The right side of your board starts to get very cluttered, doesn't it? That's kind of the concern with how demons are playing this game. I'm debating what I want to do as we look through some more cards. Devout Hellcaller. After a friendly demon deals damage, gain 1/1 permanently. Again, you'd want that to the right. Failblaze Leader, that's a rally. You want that to go first because the attack. And Shadow Dancer will give you a Staff of Enrichment. So not horrible there, but any good demons here? Nope. Why would there be any good demons here? Any good demons here? Well, let's just steal something. Hail Nerzul, baby. Wow, that card's really no good. Here you go. You guys can enjoy each other's company. Yeah, no good demons there, fortunately, at all in that tavern. But yeah, you could see where, again, you know, lots of emphasis on the right side of the board. Cake Peddler. Well, again, you want him to stay alive, so he's avenged. Insatiable Erzul, he can be played anywhere. He's going to eat when you eat. Taunts, Death Rattle, deal 4 damage to all non-demon minions. That's all demon minions, by the way. We'll pause there. Let's look at our quests. The first time you buy a card, you get an extra copy of it. The minions in the tavern only cost 2 gold now, or gain a free refresh. We're going to go ahead and go with double-headed reward. All I have to do is play demons, which is what I've been trying to do the whole game. So that is swell, and I will accept that with... I should have played my them apples. That was stupid. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Okay, well, I think we can pull this off, and we could scoop up the Stray Satyr. Okay, take a little bit of damage there. We're going to sell you. We're going to play you because we're going to buy that Stray Satyr here in 1 second. And just like that.
I said testing nether, not twister weather.
She said testing weather, not twister weather. Oh, the old Stray Satyr. How funny. All right. Icky Imp's not really worth buffing because he's going to get smoked. But I will go ahead and pause for that other demon. I think that's not a bad card to pick up. Silent Enforcer, that's just kind of your old kobold there. Just deal 4 damage to all non-demon minions. So if you had a demon board, actually not a bad minion to have. Just blow everything up. That's not you, assuming you're playing all demons. Tier 7, we don't see significant change in anything. I think those are all pretty much the same. Champion Sargeras gets a minor tweak with a 5/5 Death Rattle instead of just 10 permanently in the game. So that's kind of fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and scoop you up, play you. And let's go ahead and do something like that. How about that? There we go. So I think the strategy with Demon, obviously, pick some of your best cards that you want to stick off to the right. I don't have any taunts yet. I've seen a few trickle their way through. But the idea is you're going to want to move everything to the right. In this case, at least the Stray Satyr for now, because after a friendly demon deals damage, this will gain attack. So this will get stronger as time goes on. Obviously, if I could put some buffs here or some shields here, Stray Satyr has a chance of actually being good. But again, total rework from what demons used to be in the past. The demons used to be very, very heavy on board buffing and eating. You're not seeing a significant amount of board buffing, especially if you wanted to do Insatiable or Zul. The only the Fell Elementals are gone, those permanent buffs. You're really kind of stuck to the one card, which is a Rally for the Fell Blaze Leader. And then the other one is I think it was a tier 3. Was it the Soul Juggler? Nope. It was the Improviser. That's really it. So if you're kind of leaning everything on Insatiable or Zul, you really need a Soul Juggler to kind of like actually make it work. Which makes you wonder if Demon isn't about building and buffing the board and not eating, and Demon is not about basically the self-damage, right? Then what is Demon's really about right now? Hence goes back to what I said in the first part of this video. A lot of people are frustrated in the game right now because the game isn't, we don't know what's going on. We don't really know. There's a lot of, sitting around the Blizzard HQ, they're like, okay, Demon kind of had an identity and it's gone. What replaced it? We don't know. False Implicator probably makes the most sense at this point, honestly. I'm just trying to play demons, right? That's all I'm trying to do. Play some demons. Gotta find some demons to play them. We'll go ahead and pick up Strike Oil. It's probably the best move we could do. Yeah, that's good. You will eat. And there we go. Very good. I like it. Soon we'll get a little bit of economy, which will be nice. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on this season, and I could see a lot of people being agitated. I haven't really deep dived Beasts or Pirates yet. I did play a few cool board games in duos the other night with my buddy Chris, and I wasn't thrilled by what they were doing with them either. So, Blizzard's already committed to this. We're already going down this road. I don't think Demon are necessarily in a good place. We'll see. I mean, you got to keep in mind that the numbers have level set, right? So you're not going to have the 400 minions games used to have. I mean, maybe, I'm not saying there isn't some builds yet we can find for those, but this is kind of a normalization patch of bringing everything back down. So, going into turn 6 with my best minion being 11-3, like, is that really good? Well, Deck Tracker says no. Oh my goodness. Well, this guy clearly has a scam rally build. Good for him. Going to Whirlwind twice and basically bubble his entire board with one minion. How great is that? It happens. And maybe the Menagerie build is the way to go. Maybe you want to get a little bit of Undead and a little bit of Murloc and a little bit of Mech. Maybe they don't want you to just kind of throw all your cards into one hand. I don't know. I'm not really sure, actually. I think I am going to go ahead and upgrade, though, because I think that's the right thing to do. And I think I'm going to go ahead and buy this here Shiny Ring and play that and play that. And we're going to go ahead and spread some cards around. We are going to... Let's just attack. Yeah, let's do this. Give you a little better chance to actually have a decent health pool. This guy might start eating well. He's not yet, but he might. Playing against a dead guy, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But I'm not doing good. I'm on the lower part. I mean, looking at the last couple minions I played, everybody's doing a lot better than me. And maybe, too, you could just say, I don't know. I mean, are Murlocs in a good place? 2 poison Murlocs getting knocked out on turn 8 or 9, not really the best. But there's 2 poison Murlocs. I mean, he had a tier 7, though. Pretty good. Pretty good to have a Bellowing Tyrant that early on in the game. I mean, that's going to be hard to beat. I don't know. Is this the coin flip season? Is this the season of us flipping coins to try to be successful? I don't know. Maybe. I really just don't know. I think I have to buy what? One more demon, and then I will unlock my reward. Here we go. Fell Blaze, I will take you. Nice. Now, is it the first card I buy? The first time you buy a card each turn, you get an extra copy of it. So do I want 2 Defender's Rights? Sure. I won't complain. I'll take that. Is that a demon? It is not. Probably Natural Blessing is probably my best bet. After a friendly minion dies, deal 4 damage to the highest health enemy minion. Not bad for 2 imps. Picky Eater is not doing anything for us anymore. Maybe we can go ahead and try to make something out of that. Put some taunts on here, right? Put a taunt on here because he would die. You want him to live. You don't want him to be hit. You want him to have a bubble, if possible. Improviser would be great to pair with an Implicator. Okay. Okay. I'm interested. Let's do this. Maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance that we can have this rally, this Fellblaze leader hit twice. Maybe. I don't know. Well, that's anticlimactic. All right. Well, thanks for playing. Gear up. Nothing happens. Very, very good. Obviously, the Icky Imp is next on the cut list. Let's go ahead and pick up the Improviser. And let's upgrade. Let's say goodbye to him. Probably the Satyr is going to go next. Your end of turn effects trigger twice. Well, that'd be awesome for an Implicator. The question is, do I want to basically throw away my entire board so this guy could eat twice? What other end of turn stuff do we have? Is that it? After friendly minion deals damage, gain 1 attack. That's a rally. That's a taunt. That's an avenge after you play a demon. So Drakari does... Okay, that'd be good. Actually, Drakari would be great for Famished Fellbat. Yes. Is it worth freezing for? Is the question. There's a chance he gets eaten. Okay, we'll buy him. Probably going to say goodbye to the Stray Satyr. Play this here, Improviser.
A little fire never hurt nobody.
Okay. I like it. I think that's good. I'll get 2 Drakari, actually. No, I just realized that. Not bad. Am I going to actually get to play anybody and see how my build is? These, like, very anticlimactic turns. Like, building up, getting ready, putting the minions down, and then nothing. Let's go ahead and see what happens here.
Your efforts have borne fruit.
I think he just ate Drakari. I think he just ate my Drakari. So I froze for nothing. That's always the risk with demons. Always the risk with demons. I wish that my little card had like a little graphic or something when it blows up. You don't really see it. That guy is the artillery. I mean, he won that for me. That guy's just dropping nukes. And you can see Drakari is gone. Good thing I froze for nothing. That was barely a win, but it was a win. Let's refresh one time. God, that card with the whirlwind is just so powerful. Is it worth buying that just to hold on to it? Kinda. But then I can't refresh. I think that might be a card to investigate in the future. Yeah, you put him with a freaking Alarma bot. He hits twice, right? I'm just going to upgrade. I'm not playing that game.
For now.
I think that's the right thing to do. Okay. There we go. I think we're in a good place now. My tavern's buffed a little bit. Not bad. Thanks to these guys who I bought 0 minions this turn. But he'll eat well. Fellblaze Leader being an elemental. You could buff him if the elemental of surprise, not the elemental, well, elemental surprise for sure. Oh, elemental turn in the tavern. I was just going to scan through and see what I could put him on. He'll probably be the next to go because he's going to most likely die after each hit, right? But this guy, man, that Soul Juggler, that guy did some work. He's a good card. That might be my new favorite card. I wish we saw an animation, though. The Kobold used to do the layups with the explosives. Didn't get that here. That's okay. All right. It says I can win. I don't see what planet I can win. The taunt's going to smoke that guy. I guess if that hits the leftmost minion. No, not even close. Again, RNG, man. Who's the Soul Juggler going to hit? All right. There's an Insatiable Azul. That's definitely a card we could use. 2 of those would be phenomenal. That's whenever you play a demon. So let's go ahead and see what kind of demons we can play. Any demons? Are there any demons to play? Maybe I have to discover a demon because the game's not going to give me one.
Duty.
Right? There we go. Gold Soul Juggler. All right. Let's go and squeeze you in here. What do you do again? You're just summoning him. That's not that great.
It was time to make a change.
I gotta admit, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. Don't die. Quick bite. Okay. There we go. Good. Let's get the other Urzul out. Excellent. And there we go. I like it. And a Famished Fellbat. There you go. And let's say goodbye to... Well, jeez. Probably Fellblaze. I mean, listen, 2/2 is great. I need to refresh, though. So everybody eats. Well, not everybody, apparently. Now we actually have some damn cards here. Famished Fellbat belly on the left next time. I want the Soul Juggler all the way to the right. I want the shields next to him. I want the Famished Fellbat all the way on the left. Ran out of time. We'll fix it next turn. This guy's going to drop a... after a friendly demon dies, deal 4 damage to the highest health twice. That would not work with Death Rattle because it's not considered a Death Rattle, I don't think. But you're going to basically drop 8 damage on every demon death, which is pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So we do a little bit of housekeeping. The Famished Fellbat's going to slide over, and we need to cycle out some cards. Most likely the Improvisers would go next.
You have proven yourself.
Let's look for some cards. Take the Fauna Whisperer, not bad.
It stands strong amongst your forces.
Oh my God, why did I buy that? I thought that was Natural Blessing. That was really stupid. That was really stupid. Well, those are gone. I did not lose the last combat, so I did not discover a tier 5 minion. That was really stupid. All right, let's go ahead and probably you. Another soul juggler. I want to just go nuts. Let's get nuts, baby.
A wise
That was dumb. I cannot believe I did that with that Fauna Whisperer.
perhaps hire another.
Stupid.
Aren't you all precious?
A little fire never hurt nobody.
Okay. And then we'll put the Avenge over here. Let's go and refresh. Okay, now. Famished Hellback can die first, that's fine. After a friendly demon, so this would consume 3 random minions to get their stats. Unfortunately, I don't really have any way to buff the tavern. So Corrupted Cupcakes I don't think is as important as the Soul Juggler's hitting. There you go. And everybody's got to go through him. So let's give those guys the most attack for each other. Okay, now this is like the demon artillery build. This is all Soul Juggler all the time. So the Urzuls are going to take a brunt of the damage, and the Soul Jugglers, upon death of some of the lesser minions, are going to drop some nukes. That's the hope. There you go. Break some shields. It's nice. It's not going to work if nothing dies. But if nothing dies, that means I'm actually winning, which is cool too, right? Oh my god, that's awesome. That's phenomenal. That's sick. I need more Soul Jugglers. I actually just want a whole tavern of Soul Jugglers. Every time something dies, it just nukes go off. Again, it's not a ton of damage, right? But it's something. And he did not get any Corrupted Cupcakes because he died, which is unfortunate. But we'll go ahead and buy some more. See if we can... Oh, that was a gold. I forgot. That was good. That was good. Probably should have... Well, I didn't know if I'd get an implicator, though. And... Second Famished Hellbat is phenomenal. Let's go ahead and play this Peddler. Might not keep him around. We'll see. Yeah. Truggle Murgle, awesome. If I had some... Actually, it's funny how fast that card gains value. The question is that better than really anything else I have? Do I want to eat twice? Problem is the tavern is not going to refresh, so a lot of minions will not eat. Actually, not going to eat this turn either, unless I flip something out. Nothing really worth flipping out at this point.
Even a queen can tend bar from time to time.
So why didn't that card... I guess the Famished Fellbat hit but didn't die. We're against the dead guy, doesn't matter. But I guess the Famished Fellbat hit but didn't die. So as a result, the Cake Peddler lived. These guys probably, yeah, because these guys are so strong and they hit beforehand. Okay. I mean, with a gold one now, I kind of really want to get some Corrupted Cupcakes. I think that's probably the best way I'm going to buff my board here. This guy's already dead, so we can hope for some dead minions. This is not going to happen. This guy died way too early. I don't think he's going to kill anything. Nothing. Nada, dude. Doink. But hey, look at that. Actually, I'm like my first winning game.
You fought well, mortal.
Death Rattle. Deal 4 damage to all non-demon minions instead of just... That's just on a Death Rattle, though. Now I'm just fascinated by these cards. I'm trying to find a way to make them work. Whirring Protector. Jeez. It's a pretty beefy card. At the end of your turn, your tavern spells that give stats give an extra 1/1 this game. Just looking for any demons at this point that don't suck. Not really seeing any. Not really seeing any good stuff yet. I'll pick up some more artillery. That'll give me a gold. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle this dude out. We're not going to play him. And I'll take some armor. Probably the right move there.
Take you down.
I'm glad Polarizing Beatboxer's back. I really enjoyed that card. It was a fun card. All right. Whale. The most value is obviously the 2 taunt cards to hit the most because they're going to take a brunt of the taunts. I wish I could get him. You kind of want these soul jugglers to just go nuts. I mean, that's kind of what it's going to break any bubbles he has. He probably has poison by now, so these guys might be toast. I still haven't gotten a single corrupted cupcake. And again, because of kind of my build, my famished Felbat is just not really doing a ton of value. 3 minions elite. That's it. That's it. Well. That's so funny. Fire! God, that's sick. There we go. Finally got some corrupted cupcakes. Yeah, these guys did a lot of work. A lot of work. That knocked him out. That's pretty funny. All right, there's my gold to Azul, which is great. Let's go ahead and get you on the board, big boy. We're just gonna play, and you could be gone.
Here, as compensation.
Just eat a bunch of cards, refresh. Eat a bunch of cards. Discover a tier 6. Whatever. Just he eats it and gets double stats, right? Yeah, that's what it is. There's our gold famished Felbat. And a natural blessing. I like that a lot. Okay, Implicator isn't really required now with a gold famished Felbat. And we'll go ahead and discover a tier 6. Nothing. And we can refresh one more time. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and buff all of these dudes. Double artillery again. Fellfire Conjure could die first because he blows. I don't know what kind of this guy doing Murlocs. What do we know anything about him? He's got undead. Could he have Leroy? Is Leroy in the game? There you go. Is Leroy in the game? Leroy is in the game. Okay. We're hoping for these artillery to do some work if I get some weird snipes going. We'll see.
None shall surpass you.
Feel pretty good. So, okay, so turn 15, I got Insatiable Urzul to 335, 290. Not bad, honestly. Pretty good. Is it enough? I have no idea. But killing off that Moira would be swell. Oh, the Death Rattle that summons Death Rattles. But wait, there's more. Nice. Oh, by 1. I thought that was over. Those guys did great. You two did wonderful. I'm very proud of you.
Fine performance.
Let's go and have you eat because you're kind of weak. Now, whatever I buy, I get 2 of. So I didn't want to buy that first.
You will not find success.
I thought about it. I was like, oh, 21 is nice, but it doesn't really help me. That's not. If that was add 5 to your armor, I would probably buy that. I'm getting in my head on what this last will be. Man, that's a nasty card. Venomous Rally that gives another minion Venomous. You put a bubble on that guy, he is going to tear up your board. Probably Natural Blessing. Because that's 8/8. Kind of lame. But, I mean, what am I getting? Probably Silent Enforcer is better than this guy. You're going to play you and sell you. Where'd you go? Come here. Go ahead and play you, I guess. Refresh. Spread the tavern around. And then we'll go ahead and buy some. Put some points in some cards. All right, there we go.
None shall surpass.
Nice. All right, let's get some artillery going. This should destroy any crazy bubbles he has. Oh my god, that's funny. I kind of want to have like I kind of want to like focus on an artillery build where I do that again, except I have like a Moira or like a gold, you know what I mean? Like I want to be able to just cast a ton of stuff. That'd be really, really funny. So one minion dies and it's just explosions. Good, got rid of Moira, that was annoying. I got some corrupted cupcakes out of the deal. Do you spawn 10 more minions? You do. Both with Reborn. Oh. Wow, look at this game. We are both down to 1 health. What an ending. What an ending.
You have my support.
All right, let's see what we can make happen. Remember, the first card I buy, I'm going to get twice. Don't screw me, game. Don't. Give me a good card. Double Drakari, that would... man, that would be... It's probably better than a Silent Enforcer. That'd be basically double its stat... Well, that's a thing, though. I don't think it works that way. There's not enough minions to eat. What tier 5s are out there? Leroy's out there. We'll pick 2 of them up. Where is all of the demons, guys? Wow. That's really lame. Yeah, nothing. Nothing doing. Man, if this guy leveled up at all, he's going to win. Because I didn't do anything. He's got 2, I don't know. Moira's got to go first. Because that's what's going to slow down Noisel. But Noisel's giving a permanent buff now to everything. So he's getting a lot of value. Okay, Noisel's gone. That was a solid hit. We really need to detonate that before... Oof. Hit the one with the 1 health. No! God, Moira is still alive. Okay, Moira is now finally dead. Wow, what a game. Okay, what a game. We'll end on that. That was... I didn't know what was going to happen there. That was great. I think the artillery demon is born. I think that is where we leave this for today. I think we're going to accept that artillery demon is the best demon. And I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you again next week. Take care.